Welcome to EPG Pathshala. Myself, Dr. Muhammad Bari, working in the Department of History, Central University of Karnataka, Gulbarga. The title of the paper is Outlines of Indian History, and the name of the module is Origin and Foundation of Mughal Empire. The empire, which was established in 16th century by none other than Zahiruddin Muhammad Babar. Later on, he was succeeded by his son Humayun, and for the coming 15 years, Suri dynasty came into the power. We have certain objectives of this module. First, to know the circumstances under which Babar invaded India. Next, to describe the reasons for the success of Mughal against Indian rulers. Third, to list the challenges faced by Humayun after the death of Babar. Next, to describe the events leading to the recapture of India by Humayun. And the last one, to know the achievements of Sher Shah, the founder of Suri dynasty. First, we will discuss about Zahiruddin Muhammad Babar, who ruled India between 1526 to 1530. Babar, who born in 14 February 1483 in the town of Andijan in the Fargana valley of Uzbekistan, he belonged to the Mongol tribe. Babar is an Arabic word which means tiger. The nickname given to him because of his attitude shown in the battle which he fought there before coming to India. His actual name was Zahiruddin Muhammad, commonly known as Babar. His father Umar Sheikh was king of Fargana, a district of what is now Russian Turkestan. Umar died in 1495 and Babar succeeded to the throne at the age of 12. Umar Sheikh, who was the father of Zahiruddin Muhammad Babar, died in 1495 and then Babar succeeded him as the next ruler. He made number of conquests, therefore in Central Asia itself, and before coming to India, he had a political hostility with a number of other kings, which we will discuss into detail. Now we will discuss the conquest of Babar. Before coming to India, he had a problem with his uncle, and because of hostility made by his uncle, he had a problem with Samarkand, then Fargana, and finally he diverted his attention towards India. Due to the political uncertainty in Central Asia, Babar took decision to reassemble his army of 12,000 with some piece of artillery and march towards India. The reason towards India is because there was a problem in Central Asia itself, and it was realized by Babar that now it's better to move towards India. That is why, to avoid the problem in Central Asia, Babar marched towards India via Sarhind and reached Panipat, a village near Delhi in Haryana. That time, India was ruled by Ibrahim Lodi, a ruler of a Lodi dynasty. They had a fight with each other. 1 lakh soldiers from Lodi side took part into it, including elephants. The Battle of Panipat was fought at April 21st, 1526. In that battle, Ibrahim was slain and his army was routed. And this was one of the first battle in India where large number artillery and gunpowder was used by Babar itself. Babar took possession of Agra and established his rule in year 1526. As Babar established Mughal Empire in 1526 after defeating the Lodi ruler, then there was a problem with Rana Sanga. Rana Sanga thought that, like many other rulers in Central Asia, maybe like Tamerlane, who came and attacked India in 1398, plundered India and will go back. But this was not the situation with Zahiruddin Muhammad Babar. Babar had a lot of political problem there. That is why Babar decided to settle inside India only after the establishment of a new kingdom. Babar faced lot of problem in the post-Panipat era. The Afghan nobles, who were the traditional follower of the Lodi ruler, they declared independence at several places, mainly in eastern India and that too in Bihar. Babar had to face another threat of his newly conquered kingdom, the threat posed by Rajputs under their ruler Rana Sanga. On the eve of Battle of Panipat, Rana Sanga has sent greeting to Babar, but Babar's decision to settle down in India dashed his hopes to ground and he began to prepare himself for a contest with the Mughals. Rana Sanga, just to settle their score, marched towards Bayana. Initially, the advance guard of Babar was defeated by the Rajput and Babar's small army was struck with terror. Between these two rulers, Rana Sanga and Zahiruddin Muhammad Babar, finally on the March 4th, 1527, a battle took place at Khanwa, and that battle is known as Battle of Khanwa. Babar was indomitable, and he at once infused fresh courage and enthusiasm into the heart of his soldiers. He broke his drinking cups, poured out all his liquors and that he had with him on the ground, and promised to give up wine for the rest of his life. And what Babar said, we are going to fight a war with the infidels, and that is why you all people are doing jihad. He made a erotic appeal to them to fight together with a faith in victory and God. This had its desired effect, and the decision battle was fought at Khanwa, village near Agra, on 17th March 1527. Babar army defeated Rajputs. Rana escaped but died broken-hearted after about 2 years. As we have discussed, Afghan were the traditional enemy of Babar because they were the traditional supporter or the follower of Lodi dynasty. So they keep creating problem for Zahiruddin Muhammad Babar. Finally, Afghan attempted once more to capture Delhi from Babar itself. Afghan of Bihar were led by Mahmud Lodi, the younger brother of Sultan Ibrahim Lodi. Babar met the Afghan in the Battle of Ghaghra near Patna in May 1529, it was an easy victory. Ghaghra was the last battle of Babar which fought by him, and there was nobody to challenge his power in whole North India. Successfully established the Mughal Empire, extending the territory from Oxus to Ghaghra and Himalaya to Gwalior. Now Babar place in history. How Babar is remembered today in Indian history, that we will discuss it now, and what kind of legacy he had left for us. The character of Babar has been prized for all historians. Walpole described Babar as the most fascinating personality in the history of the East, while another historian, B.A. Smith, wrote, Babar was the most brilliant Asiatic prince of the age and worthy of a high place among the sovereign of any age or country. It is said Babar was an obedient son, affectionable father, reliable friend, lovable husband, and good relative. He was a good judge of human nature and circumstances, a scholar king, determined soldier, and experienced general. He was fond of music and gardening, and he constructed number of buildings in India and in Afghanistan. Now, the most important buildings made at the time of Babar was in the year 1527 at Ajodhya, a city of Faizabad in UP, and that Babri Masjid or Babri Mosque was built by Mir Baqi, the governor of Babar. A large imposing structure in that mosque was used, and with the 3 domes. The next important architecture which was made by Babar itself was the Panipat mosque, which is still survived. The mosque that Babar himself provided is located in Panipat, presently placed in a Karnal district of Haryana state, and which was completed in 1528 by Babar itself. Babar mosque has a rectangular prayer chamber which is dominated by a large central dome. While regarding the garden, most important was Bagh-e-Bahar, and that garden was locally known as Bagh-e-Bahar, is a historic place in Kabul, now in modern Afghanistan, the capital city of Afghanistan. While the garden are thought to have been developed around 1528, the site of Bagh-e-Bahar is thought to be that of the paradise, one of the several gardens that Babar had laid out for the recreation and pleasure during his life, while choosing the site as his last resting place. Babar was finally buried there in the premises of the garden itself. Now, the most important contribution made by Babar by writing his autobiography known as Tujuk or Tujuk-i-Babari. Babar had many interests. He wrote his memoir in his autobiography, very famously known as Tujuk-i-Babari, in Turkish language. His memoir reflects that he had an interest in reading, society, hunting, nature, and politics, including economics. He had a wonderful idea about architecture, administration, and civilization. Babar was a great patron of cultural activity and welcomed poets, authors, and literates at his court. And he used to speak Arabic, Turkish, and Persian language very fluently. But finally, he suffered with ill health during the last years of his life, and finally, in the very young age of 47, Babar died on 26 December 1530. Finally, he died After his death, Babar was succeeded by his favorite son Humayun. Full name of Humayun was Nasruddin Muhammad Humayun, who became ruler in 1530, and with a little gap he continued up to 1556. We will discuss about the early life of Humayun. Humayun was born in Kabul in the year 1508, and he was the eldest son of Babar. Babar made best arrangement for his education and training in the statecraft, and he was also asked to learn Turkish, Arabic and Persian, as Babar was comfortable in all three languages. At the age of 20, Humayun was appointed as the governor of Badakhshan. Humayun, like his father, took part in his number of campaigns which led by his father himself. After the Battle of Khanwa, Humayun was sent back to take charges of Badakhshan again, and as I told you, Babar nominated Humayun as his successor in December itself, and on 1530 before his death, Humayun became the new king or the new emperor of Mughal Empire on 13 December 1530, 4 days after the death of Babar. And then we will discuss the challenges which were put before the Humayun after the death of. Now once Humayun became the new ruler on 30th December 1526, he had a lot of challenges before him. The first important challenges before Humayun was created by none other than his own brothers. So war of succession started, and every princess asserted as an independent ruler. The three brothers of Humayun also desired the throne, but it was the wish of the Babar that Humayun will be the next after his death. Kamran was given the governorship of Kabul and Kandahar by his father itself, and that too in addition was permitted to take possession of Punjab and northwestern frontier of India. While the other brother of Humayun, Askari, was given charge of Sambhal, now in the western Uttar Pradesh, while Hindal, the other brother, was given charge of Alwar, now in Rajasthan. Humayun court was also full of nobles who had a plan for the possession of the throne, and there was a problem within the court. A good number of nobles, good number of ministers who worked with Babar, they also wanted to get powerful and get close to the king or the rival group. The defeated Afghan, who were the traditional supporter of the Lodi rulers, refused to submit to the Mughal domination, and they proclaimed Mahmud Khan Lodi, a brother of Ibrahim Lodi, as their king. While Sher Khan Sur was the most ambitious of the whole Afghan party, he was already entered upon a military and was making an effort to organize the Afghan, because the credit to organize Afghan on a one platform basically goes to Sher Khan Suri or Sher Khan Sur. As Afghan got defeated in the first battle of Panipat in 1526 by Babar, but they were not ready to accept that they have lost power in Delhi, and most of the North India was under the control of Mughals. So they keep creating problem for Humayun once Humayun came into the power after 1530. And Mahmud Lodi, who was the brother of Ibrahim Lodi, he was the main leader of all Afghans. He keep uniting. He was in touch with all the Afghanis people, mainly in Bihar and Bengal. And the new leader came in the form of a Sher Khan or Sher Shah. Now we will discuss about the problem which was created by Afghanis to the Humayun itself. Humayun committed a series of mistakes one after another, which ultimately cost his throne and forced him into exile in the year 1540. Soon after his accession to the throne, he divided his empire among his brothers. Humayun, who undertook an expedition against Kalinjar in Bundelkhand, whose Raja was suspected to be the sympathizer of the Afghanis people, and keep supporting Afghans against Humayun. After a siege of 6 months, the Raja submitted and Humayun made peace with him. The expedition exposed the weakness of Mughal army, as the Raja could not be defeated even after 6 months of siege. That was the weakness shown to the Afghanis people. Now the siege of Chunar in 1532, Afghans of Bihar under Mahmud Lodi were marching on the Mughal province of Jaunpur. Then what happened? Humayun met with the Afghan forces and defeated them in the Battle of Daura or Dadra in August 1532. After that, Humayun besieged the fort of Chunar, which was held by the Afghan chief Sher Khan. The siege of Chunar fort lasted for 4 months, and like Kalinjar, this fort also could not be conquered by the Mughal army. Humayun then abandoned the siege and accepted submission of Sher Khan. Finally, Humayun lost a splendid opportunity to crushing the Afghan power for which he had to pay heavy price. This was the best opportunity for Humayun to finish the Afghan threat, but in spite of finishing the threat from the Afghan, what Humayun did, Humayun basically accepted the submission made by Sher Khan. Now, Humayun battled with the Bahadur Shah of Gujarat. Bahadur Shah of Gujarat, who himself was a very popular ruler of Gujarat, conquered Malwa in 1531 and Raisen in 1532. He also defeated the Sisodia chief of Chittor in 1533. There was a strong evidence against Bahadur Shah of Gujarat that he gave patronage to the enemy of Humayun. Therefore, Humayun decided to proceed against Bahadur Shah in 1532, who was at the time conducting a siege of Chittor. It was decided by Humayun that this will be the best time to attack Bahadur Shah because he is busy somewhere else in the war. But that idea of Humayun did not work as he supposed to do it. Here we will discuss about detail the Humayun struggle or the Humayun battle with the Bahadur Shah of Gujarat. Humayun started his operation against Bahadur Shah, who was besieged in his camp, and Bahadur Shah fled and took shelter in the fort of Mandu. Then Humayun besieged the fort of Mandu and captured it in April 1535. Finally, Humayun chased him from Mandu to Champaner and Ahmedabad, and then to combat till he was compelled to seek refuge in the island of Diu on August 1535. After the capture of Mandu and Champaner, this was the great achievement on the part of Humayun. But Humayun made a mistake. He appointed his own brother Askari as the governor of the newly conquered territory. Askari, who was inexperienced administrator, failed to restore law and order, and internal dissension broke out among the Mughals, which helped Bahadur Shah to recover his position again from the Mughals. The Gujarati chiefs who were dissatisfied with the Mughal rule helped Bahadur Shah to establish his kingdom again, and the result of that, Gujarat was completely lost to the Mughal by the year 1536. In the meanwhile, Humayun found that it was impossible to retain Malwa as well, so he left Mandu in 1536. Thus, the entire province of Malwa was also lost. Humayun therefore failed to establish his authority in the west. Now, Humayun turned his attention to meet the organized strength of Afghan under Sher Khan. Now, after losing Malwa and Gujarat, Humayun decided to divert his attention to his old and traditional enemy of Afghan, who were getting powerful day by day under the leadership of Sher Shah. And now we will discuss how the Afghan basically under Sher Shah created problem, and finally Humayun lost his position as a Mughal ruler for 15 years. Now Humayun contest with Sher Shah that was continued between 1537 to 1540. When Humayun was busy with Bahadur Shah in Gujarat, Sher Shah got time to strengthen his position in Bihar and Bengal. But finally, in year 1537, Humayun decided to march against Sher Khan and besiege the fort of Chunar for the second time in the month of October 1537, and finally that Chunar was captured in March 1538. During this period, Sher Shah was busy in reducing Bengal. Ultimately, Humayun made up his mind to conquer Bengal, just to finish the Afghan problem. When Humayun realized the dangerous position in which he was placed and decided to return to Agra immediately, Sher Khan, who was there, blocked the road to Agra, and only decisive victory could help Humayun to reach Agra, because there was just some problem in Agra itself. Now, in the midway, Sher Shah created problem. So now the war was unavoidable, and finally a war between Afghans and Mughals started. And that war or the battle is known as Battle of Chausa, which took place on June 26, 1539. The two army of the Mughal one side and army of Afghan one side, faced each other at Chausa for almost 3 months, and none of them started fighting against each other. Finally, the rainy season started and the Mughal camp was flooded. Sher Khan was waiting for the opportunity to strike, and finally on 26 June 1539, Battle of Chausa was fought. Thousands of Mughal soldiers died and drowned in the flood water of the Ganges. Humayun himself had a narrow escape. His life was saved by a water carrier who offered him a mashak for swimming across the river. The man who saved the life of Humayun when Humayun came to the capital city, what Humayun did, Humayun basically appointed that man to a king for a day, and what that man did, he sit on the royal throne and he gifted lot of gift to the people to whom he likes. Now the next battle between Afghans started, and that was the final battle between Afghans and the Humayun. And that battle is known as Battle of Kanauj, which took place on 17th May 1540. After the victory of Chausa, Sher Khan's ambition was immensely widened. Sher Khan assumed the title of Sher Shah and prepared to march upon Delhi and Agra, the main area which was under the Humayun or the Mughal rule. Humayun, on the other side, reaching Agra in spite of the best efforts, failed to secure the cooperation of his brother. Then Humayun had to move towards Kanauj and his army in order to check the advance of his adversary and set up his military camp at Bhojpur near Kanauj in April 1540, while Sher Shah brought his forces to halt on the southern bank of the Ganges. Humayun again committed the same mistake of ordering his army to cross the river. On May 15th, 1540, there was a heavy shower of rain and Mughal camp was flooded again. As the Mughals were prepared to shift Sher Shah order to launch the attack, finally the Battle of Kanauj fought and Humayun was defeated again in 17th May 1540, and then for continued 15 years a new dynasty came into origin, and that is known as Sur dynasty, that was established by Sher Shah. After defeat, Humayun went to Persia, and for continued 15 years that a new dynasty under Sher Shah, which he established as a Sur dynasty, ruled over India. Humayun reached Persia after his defeat at the Battle of Kanauj, and Shah Tahmasp offered him a hearty reception. When Humayun reached to Persia, Sher Shah established a powerful empire and died in the year 1544. Sher Shah's son Islam Shah, who succeeded Sher Shah but could not survive long, Shah Tahmasp offered Humayun a force of 14,000 men to regain his lost territory. In 1554, Humayun occupied Punjab, Lahore, and without any serious opposition, he reoccupied the throne of Delhi and Agra in year 1555. Later on, Humayun appointed his young son Akbar as a governor of Punjab and assigned Bahram Khan to assist him, and later on Bahram Khan, who became the tutor after becoming once Akbar became the ruler of India. We will discuss here about the Sher Shah Suri, the contribution made by him or the Sur dynasty. The early life of Sher Shah. Sher Shah Suri, original name was Farid. He was the real founder of Suri dynasty. He was the son of Mian Hassan Khan Suri, a prominent figure in the court of Bahlol Khan Lodi. The name Sher was conferred upon him when he killed a tiger as a young man. He was a son of a petty Jagirdar neglected by his mother and ill-treated by his stepmother. The intrigue compelled him to leave Bihar and join the camp of Babar in 1527. Sher Shah rendered valuable help to Babar in his campaign against the Afghan in Bihar. In due course, Babar became suspicious of Sher Shah and who soon slipped away. He successfully challenged the authority of Mughal Emperor Humayun, drove him out of India and occupied the throne of Delhi. Once again, Sher Shah established the Sur dynasty. We will discuss here speedily the achievements made by the Sher Shah, the military achievements, encounter with Humayun, which we have already discussed, other encounter, conquest after becoming emperor of Delhi. Now encounter with Humayun, encounter on the fort of Chunar and Sher Shah diplomatic surrender. We have already discussed Battle of Chausa with Humayun and Sher Shah victory, Battle of Kanauj and Sher Shah decisive victory of Humayun. With the victory of Kanauj, Sher Shah became the ruler of India. Agra, Sambal, Gwalior, all was captured by Sher Shah. The victory ended the rule of Mughal dynasty for 15 years. The next important conquest made by Sher Shah was Battle of Surajgarh. Sher Shah defeated the combined forces of Lohani chief of Bihar and Muhammad Shah of Bengal at Surajgarh. And with this victory, whole of Bihar came under Sher Shah control. Then he invaded Bengal, plundered it several times by capturing Gaur, the capital city of Bengal, and forced Muhammad Shah to seek refuge with Humayun. Then conquest of Punjab in 1540-42, suppression of Khokars. They keep creating problem in the northern region of river Indus and Jhelum in 1542. Then the conquest of Malwa, which was one of the important conquests made by Sher Shah. The ruler of Malwa had not helped Sher Shah in his struggle with Humayun, therefore he attacked Malwa and annexed to it to his empire. Then conquest of Raisen. Sher Shah attacked Raisen, a Rajput principality, and besieged it. The other important conquest made by Sher Shah at Multan and Sindh in the year 1543, then the Marwar and then the Kalinjar. Then we will discuss about the achievement of Sher Shah. Achievement of Sher Shah can be divided into these all different categories: introduction of an effective monetary system, development of roadways, administrative subdivision of empire, development of first postal services in a real sense in India, administration of justice, land revenue system of Sher Shah, and other major works. Here we will discuss about the monetary system that was the unique contribution made by Sher Shah. Sher Shah introduced the three-metal coinage system, which later came to be characterized as the Mughal coinage system. He issued a coins of silver, which was termed as a rupiah. The weight of that one rupiah was 178 grain and was precursor of the modern rupees. It remained largely unchanged till the early 20th century. Together with the silver rupiah, he also issued gold coins called mohar, and the weight was 169 grains. He took a step to issue new coins which was known as dam. Both silver rupees and copper dam had their halves, quarters, eighths and sixteenths. He also fixed the rate between the copper and silver coins. The ratio of exchange between dam and the rupees was 64:1. The same name is still used in the national currency in Pakistan, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Mauritius, Maldives and many other countries in the 21st century. Regarding the development of roadways, he connected important places to his kingdom by a network of excellent roads to the military and trade movement. The longest of these, called the Sadak-e-Azam, that was also known as Badshahi Sadak, which was later renamed by the British as a Grand Trunk Road or GT Road, which survives till today. The road is the longest highway of Asia and extended over 1500 kilometers from Sonargaon to the eastern Bengal to the Indus. All these roads were flanked by shade, giving trees, and there were sarais where travelers in all along the routes. Sarais was the unique invention made by the Sher Shah, where sarai was used for the staying purposes, mainly for the ruling class and their traders, that basically help in the promotion of trading activity under his kingdom. Regarding administration of his empire, Sur empire was divided into 47 separate units called Sarkar district. Each Sarkar was divided into a small unit called the Parganas, and Pargana was further subdivided into number of villages. Each Pargana had its own administrative system with Amil, law keeper, treasurer, and account keeper. To keep a tab on the performance of his officers, Sher Shah had planned to rotate them across the empire every 2 or 3 years, because Sher Shah had a plan that if they will remain there for a 10-15 years, they may do involved in a immoral and illegal activity. So Sher Shah invented an idea to keep transferring their officers on every 2 or 3 years, so they could not have a involved in all these activities. Every branch of the administration was subject to the Sher Shah personal supervision, where Sher Shah used to supervise all these things personally. Regarding the development of postal services, Sher Shah established the foundation of a mounted post or horse courier services, which conveyance of a letter was also extended to traders. The sarais, which we have discussed previously, was developed along the road network, also served as a post offices. This is the first known record of the postal system of a kingdom being used of a non-state purposes for trade and business communication. Sher Shah administrative reforms were so well integrated with the postal system that it rightly earned the place of the first officially recorded mounted post in India. Before also there was a system that sarais was used for the administrative purpose by the king only, but Sher Shah made use of sarais for the purpose of the development of economy. That was the safest place for the trader to stay there in the night and made their journey during the daytime. Regarding the administration of justice, Sher Shah was adorned with the jewel of justice, sometime decided cases in person. He did not spare even his near relatives if they resorted to any criminal deed. The administration of justice is empowered in the village panchayat, parganas, the munsif, and sarkar, the chief munsif. They administrated civil and revenue cases. Shikdar and the chief of the Sardar dealt with the criminal cases. The criminal law of the time was very hard and punishment were severe. There was a court of Qazi and Mir al-Adl culminating in the highest court of the chief Qazi. All the cases are on a higher level related with the civil or criminal type that was decided by Qazi himself in the light of the religious text. Regarding the land revenue system of Sher Shah, he basically resorted the rent-free lands to the theologians, the learned and the weaker section. This was the system during medieval period. King used to give donation, especially the land was donated to the religious people, ulemas mainly, to get the spiritual blessing or to get their religious support. Now the first Muslim ruler who got the whole land measure and fixed land tax. The land of each peasant were measured first in bighas and then half of it was fixed as the land tax. Every peasant was given as a written document, patta, in which the share of the government was clearly mentioned so that no unscrupulous officer might threat innocent peasant. Peasant was given the option to pay the land tax either in cash or in kind. Peasants were required to credit the land tax direct into the government treasury or to be on the safe side so that the collecting officer might not change them any extra money. The other contribution made by Sher Shah in the same land revenue was a strict order was issued by him to all the revenue authorities that leniency might be shown while fixing the land tax. Suitable subsidy was granted to farmer in the time of drought or famine or a flood when there was some natural calamities. There was a system that they will not collect that much taxes which was already established by the law. So some kind of leniency was given to the farmer at the time of collecting that tax during the natural calamities. A special order were issued to the soldier that they should not damage standing crops. There was a system during medieval period when there was a war between two ruler or the two king, they used to damage the agriculture also. So what Sher Shah did, Sher Shah gave a special instruction to his soldiers not to damage the standing crops, because that will basically damage the income of farmers, and in a indirect or a direct way it may create the shortage of food also for the common people. Even when Sher Shah led to an expedition to the territory of his army, he was very particular about it, that no harm shall come to the farmer in any way from the access to his soldier. In case of damage, compensation was granted to the farmers by the government. This arrangement of Sher Shah was reasonably adopted even by the Mughal ruler Akbar and the British also. These are some important monuments which Sher Shah built. Important one was at Rohtas Fort and the Sher Shah Suri Masjid in Patna, and then Kile, Khanwa Mosque, Purana Kila, Delhi. Now, the estimate of Sher Shah, or what was the contribution made by Sher Shah in Indian history. Sher Shah remained a brave and ambitious warrior till the very end. Sher Shah died from a gunpowder explosion during the siege of Kalinjar fort on May 22nd, 1545, fighting against the Chandel Rajputs. Sher Shah was succeeded by his son Jalal Khan, who took the title of Islam Shah Suri. His successor, however, proved to be the weak ruler, and the Mughal were able to re-establish their rule in India after a few years. After the death, the tomb was built in the memory of Emperor Sher Shah, that is 122 feet high, standing in the middle of an artificial lake of Sasaram, and this tomb is also known as Second Taj Mahal of India. This was the empire or the area which was under the control of Sher Shah, that you can see, and in the second picture there is a tomb of Sher Shah, where Sher Shah after his death was buried. That located at Sasaram, now in Bihar. This module is important for all the people who had interest in history because of number of reasons. First, the Mughal Empire, which was established in 1526 by Babar himself, that Mughal Empire basically continued the idea of composite culture and communal harmony, which was the part of Indian culture. Second, the administrative reforms made by Sher Shah in the form of a land revenue system or the monetary system, or even in the for the justice or the administration, whatever contribution Sher Shah made, that became the landmark in Indian history, which was followed even by the Mughal rulers, later by Akbar and the Jahangir and Shah Jahan, and that became the model for most of the ruler in medieval period. For more detail, you see the e-text of Pathshala. Thank you very much.